Good day everyone, my name is Jerry Enguito and this is my final presentation on planning analysis of the Municipality of Coron Ican Resource Management Plan. In the introduction, the planning analysis of the Coron Ican Resource Management Plan serves as the strategic foundation for balancing the municipality's rapid economic growth with the preservation of its unique biodiversity mandated under the Strategic Environmental Plan for Palawan Act. This analysis evaluates the current state of Coron's terrestrial and marine resources, demographics, species of coral reefs and seagrass communities, hectares of mangroves cover, counties, and other protected areas. The Municipality of Coron Econ Resource Management Plan 2017 to 2022 was created, providing guide in the management, protection, and sustainable use of these resources. The planning structure starts with the ecological profiling that serves as the baseline in zoning strategy, preparation of zoning process that includes participatory planning, GIS analysis, and other relevant selection process. The next is the integration of the threat analysis. It is a comprehensive investigation and analysis using the DPSIR metrics in identifying threats, followed by the ICANN Zones Management Plan, which includes goals and objectives, and also the risk-to-reef management framework and land water use strategies. And finally, the ICANN Zoning Plan Administration is a joint responsibility of the LGU and Palawan Council for Sustainable Development staff, guided by the SAFE law. The implementation of plan includes policy formulation, legislation, setting of permitting system, monitoring, and other related activities. The planning mandates SAFE law is a comprehensive framework for the sustainable development of Palawan. The Palawan Council for Sustainable Development Resolution 05 250 and 06-270, which is the CIPLO's implementing guidelines of the ICANN. Relevant sections of Resolution 05-250 Section 25 in the preparation of the ICANN zoning plan, the 1987 Constitution, the Local Government Code vested of Planning and Regulation, the CLWP and Zoning Ordinance, CDP, LDIP, and other national agencies like DNR, NIPAS, and other relevant sectors. The planning process starts with the data gathering with the use of the GIS and other surveys. The next is the integration of threat analysis, which is the actual investigation and analysis of present and future problems using DP, key informant interviews, and focus group discussions. All data is inputted for the DP matrix. The formulation of zoning management plan, which is the restrip approach for a specific zone management plan and strategies. Each zone has own goal, management, and objectives. The last in the process is the adoption of plans from the Sangguniang Bayan of the LGU Coron and the approval of PCSD. The integration of ICANN in comprehensive land water use plan will be reviewed by the PCSDS, and once approved, the LGU will now implement the ICANN through the local zoning ordinance. Implementing tools. The Coron ERMP use different instrument programs and regulations that serve as a tool in the implementing process. This includes the ACAN zoning mapping and remote sensing in gathering spatial and non-spatial datasets. DPSIR framework used to identify causes and threats and the condition of resources to formulate proper actions. Strategic environmental plan or the SIPLO serve as the tool where the Palawan Council for Sustainable Development or PCSD use it as a guide in reviewing plans. The ICANN board wholly the implementation, monitoring and evaluation of the ICANN zones. The Sangguniang Bayan formulates and approve arrangement and schemes in peace and order and development in the forms of ordinances and resolution. The ICANN zoning ordinance as the basis in LGU Coron and in partnership with the national agencies like the DNR, NIPAS, VPAR, Bantay Coron, and other approved groups and agencies. Analysis in relation to the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. The outcome 1, climate and disaster risk resilience of communities and institutions increased. The outcome 2, ecosystem resilience enhanced. The outcome 3, low carbon economy transition enabled. Conclusion and recommendation. The Municipality of Coron Ican Resource Management Plan provides a comprehensive framework for balancing environment and conservation and economic development. However, the success depends on entirely on effective implementation and stakeholder collaboration. I recommend a strong law enforcement mechanism like zoning ordinance, collaboration of local and national plans. On the other hand, the plan must considering the climate action and strengthen disaster resilience, but I have not read about the mainstreaming of the climate and disaster risk assessment or the SIDRA plan into the municipality of Coron Econ Resource Management Plan. So I highly recommend a specific assessment of all hazards is very critical in all areas so that the LG of Coron will formulate how to address prone and high susceptible to hazard and can make decisions mitigation based on the LGU's adaptive capacity to minimize the impacts. Thank you.